Hello, everyone. I'm AT Storm Track meteorologist Austin Haskins. We've picked up some beneficial moisture over the last 7 to 10 days thanks to two strong areas of low pressure that have tracked through the upper Midwest. Now, of course, some of that fell in the form of snow. We've had a couple inches of snow with both systems, but when you look at total precipitation overall, that has been pretty beneficial. Now, the system that came through most recently, so that would have been Tuesday and Wednesday, so April 1st and April 2nd, we picked up 0.47 inches of precipitation in Eau Claire and a little over 2 inches in the snow department. Since meteorological spring began on March 1st, we've had 3.64 inches of total precipitation, which is 1.5 inches above average, and we're at 0.37 inches above average for precipitation for the year so far. So certainly this has been very beneficial, and I do expect at least some improvement in our latest drought monitor, which comes out later today. Be sure to check our social media pages for that. But going forward, not really going to be seeing much in the precipitation department. In fact, today and tomorrow is going to be cloudy to mostly cloudy, not a lot of sunshine expected, but we're going to remain dry outside of maybe a sprinkle or a flurry to start our Thursday. Friday night, cold front comes through, couple of light rain, maybe some snow showers mixing in, but that looks to be pretty light in nature. And then the weekend overall, which seemingly for the first time in seemed like a couple of weekends, we're actually going to have some nice weather around with some sunshine, though the winds will be a bit breezy. Area low pressure that brought the latest round of rain and snow is now over Lake Superior and exiting the area. Along this cold front, we have seen some pretty significant severe weather and even some torrential rainfall across areas from the Ohio Valley down towards St. Louis, Nashville, Memphis, Little Rock, and into Oklahoma and Texas. And there's been some significant tornadoes that have touched down in parts of Arkansas, Missouri, Tennessee, and some of the adjacent states over the last 12 to 24 hours. And unfortunately, they're going to be dealing with rounds of severe weather and torrential, potentially life-threatening rainfall in those areas all the way through Saturday night into Sunday. So if you're traveling south the next few days, just know you're going to probably run into some travel issues and try to avoid those areas with all the inclement weather expected. Now back in our area, we'll have the cloud cover around for a good chunk of the day. Again, you saw a couple spots of green and white showing up. So again, maybe a flurry or a sprinkle. But by the afternoon, we should start to see at least a little bit of clearing. And then we'll keep it partly to at times mostly cloudy tonight. But I think we're generally going to trend more towards mostly cloudy. And we'll be mostly to partly cloudy to start our Friday, but then it'll turn cloudy into the afternoon. And then here comes that cold front I talked about. That could bring in, again, a couple of light rain and light snow showers. It's not looking to be anything overly impressive by any means, and not everyone is going to see precipitation out of this. And then once that moves out of here, the rest of Saturday looking pretty good. And again, just that slight chance for Friday night. Also, another cold front Sunday night could bring a few light rain and snow showers, but that one's actually going to bring in some colder temperatures to the area for Monday. You'll see that here on the extended forecast coming up. High temperatures today, though, mostly in those mid-40s, slightly below average for this time of the year. But farther south, where we do see a little bit of clearing, highs there closer to the 50-degree mark. For tonight, we're going to fall back down upper 20s and lower 30s, and the winds are going to be much calmer tonight, so we get a break from the wind. Tomorrow, we're looking at highs upper 40s, low to mid 50s, with, again, skies becoming cloudy. And then on Saturday, with more sunshine, highs back into the mid to upper 40s. So that cold front will knock temperatures back slightly, but not by a whole lot. And then on Sunday, we're up to 51 degrees. It'll still be breezy. Then that next front comes through, drops us to 38 degrees on Monday. And with a brisk northerly wind, it is going to feel more like the 20s and low 30s throughout the day. So it'll feel more like the latter parts of February and early March. But the good news is we're going to bounce back into the upper 40s Tuesday. And then by the middle of next week, high temperatures back close to 60 degrees.